Hello, I'm Chandrahas. I've been professionally animating for about 7 years now, currently working in games. I love the craft of animation, and I've always wanted to have a place where I can deep dive and analyze these animations as I play the games. And in this video, I'll be talking about the animation of Silksong. Before I get started, I just want to acknowledge Team Cherry in their tremendous execution of the game. I enjoy it, I love playing the game, and in no way this is a critique, but just an analysis trying to understand why certain animation decisions were made, keeping the player gameplay feel in mind. So let's talk about some of the fundamental animations that a character can have, which is the breathing idle loop and also the walk animation. For a game like Silksong, these two are really important as we see the character them a lot. And the other important animation is the transition which happens between the idle and the walk. If you observe closely, this caught my eye just because she goes for a huge dip and stays there for a while before going back up, and it happens quite a ton. Every time you initiate a movement, this happens, and it caught my eye. Honestly, I haven't seen a lot of gameplay teasers or gameplay videos before this. I got Hollow Knight a few months back. I absolutely loved it, and I just got this and I started playing. And if you observe Hollow Knight, even he has the same movement, but he doesn't dip as much. You observe it's a very slight dip, sort of an anticipation that you're getting ready, and then you go back. And it is pretty smooth, so blends evenly. Didn't catch my eye. And that's why I was thinking, what was the creative decision? Why did they decide to have this? Is this going to happen throughout the game? And it was only after a few hours of exploration when it finally hit me, when I finally unlocked the sprint. Suddenly everything fell in place. This transition was made keeping the sprint and the dash in mind. And I believe when they initially started out, they must have playtested it a lot. And I guess, like me, everyone is, spending a lot of time either sprinting or dashing or using the dash constantly. And it is well worth the effort to have a transition which favors the dash and the sprint rather than the walk. Why gonna walk if you can run? So, and also it's a really nice addition because let's say you initiate the movement first, you go to left or right, and there's that few frames. It's after a split second that you decide to sprint. But since the transition already has the bend in it, it feels like that the character is already in a sprint stage, and it doesn't give you a jarring change in the character's pose when you eventually hit the dash. And that's absolutely lovely because sprint is much more faster animation and it needs to have a smooth blend to it. And talking about the sprint, I absolutely love if you don't release the sprint and change the direction. It takes some time, and there's the legs sliding there. It's so much attention to detail that goes in there, in addition to the skid, the sprites going up. And in case you leave the sprint and then change the direction and go for sprint again, you get that additional boost, but also you get that transition bend animation, which is very nicely fits in there. And talking about the jumps, I really love the nice silhouette that you have going up. We have a twister and a roll that just like smooth and satisfying. And this backflip if you start running but you jump the other side. Yeah, it's just so responsive, and I feel like that transition going down has a lot of impact on this feeling that you have as a player. And yeah, that's basically what I wanted to go over mainly. So let's talk a little bit more about the idle animation. So we see Hornet just breathing, ready for action, jumpy. It's really nice. Even have a nice look around fidget in there. And but we also have this hurt animation when she has one health bar. We see her panting with her legs splayed. And the important thing is that she's also resting her needle on the ground, which is, I think, a very nice addition. Adds a lot of character to her. And the skirt also flows a lot, hinting that, she's like breathing heavily. And it's a good visual representation for the character to, like to be wary or to be more careful with respect to the traps or the enemies. And yeah, once you transition out of it, definitely it goes back to the normal animations that it has. But it's just a very good representation, asking you to do something about it. Which leads us to this really nice healing animation that is a very good addition from Hollow Knight, where instead of using the soul here, Hornet uses the silk that she's gathered. And it's a very neat and nice animation where you have these nice orbs and you actually have that silk threads going around her. And as you can see, we have those silk going around, and eventually they disappear for a few frames, showing a huge contrast there. That the silk is finally binding into her. We have this nice burst of energy, which is completely healed. Back in action. These are just my thoughts after playing the game for a bit and trying to understand what were the decisions that went through. I'm still playing the game. I absolutely love it. So I want to do a little more of these, maybe going over some of the boss animations or the NPC animations, or maybe once I unlock more abilities, I want to go over those as well. And yeah, if there's any animations that caught your eye, please let me know so that I can watch out for them. And before I sign off, I really love this transition where even if there's a very small gap, she instantly goes into a roll before landing. I think that's really lovely.